Hi, welcome to the Fuck It, Let's Make a podcast, where we talk about random bullshit for an hour. It's me,
Hello.
KX Shadow, here with my friend Colton. We were gonna have more people. Our friend Isaac is not on, and my fucking phone. Jesus Christ, let me unplug it. Jesus fucking hell. Um, my fucking phone charger always makes the weird noises for some. I think it's bugged. Anyway, so this is a podcast where we just talk about random crap and make jokes and all that. So Django doesn't. Our friend Django doesn't want to be in it. But I said he can join if he wants to. So yeah, it's just me and Colton today. And yeah, let's get going. So, um, fuck. Now we have to figure out what to talk about.
We did start a conversation
Oh, what was the thing the other
the
day?
other day.
Yeah, the other day we were talking about something that we're like, this would be great for the podcast. Oh yeah, what the edgiest
Just
animal is?
animal.
Edgiest animal. Um,
We
I think it's ravens, ravens or a crow. Like honestly.
I mean I mean it, I can sort of see that because the whole the Raven poem.
Well, no, just in general, they're just the black slash purple like. Yeah, and the raven isn't that Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
The
Speaking of
whole Quoth Raven Nevermore.
yeah, speaking of Edgar Allan Poe, I fucking love his story. The Pit and the Pendulum. I don't know if you know that one.
Pendulum. Wait, let me
The Pit and
check
the Pendulum.
that out really quickly.
That one
I'm
is
not a big poetry guy.
I can tell you. Well, it's not a poetry. It's a short story.
The
Edgar Allan Poe wrote a lot of
Pendulum.
short stories.
Edgar Allan Poe. The Pin and the Pendulum, 10 out of 24 pages
It's
available.
about it's about this guy, and he's like in a pit. He's in a pit, and he doesn't know. It's a very small pit, and he doesn't know where he is. He can't see out of it. The only thing he knows is there is a pendulum swinging above the pit, and it's slowly getting closer to him. It's slowly going downwards as it swings, and
Ooh,
eventually it will hit him and kill him, and he has to figure out how the hell to get out before
yeah,
before the thing crushes him, and he can't get out. So then he just has to kind of resign himself to his doom. That he's basically doomed, and it's one of my favorite Edgar Allan Poe stories. Um,
hmm.
it's very creepy, very unnerving, and it's very left up to interpretation. Like you have no like the ending, if I remember correctly. I don't remember what the ending was exactly. I just remember it was very weird and just abrupt, but they kind of leave it up to your interpretation of what happened. And it's a
Yeah,
very good story, very good. And yeah, honestly, Edgar Allan Poe is basically the original Stephen King. Like before Stephen King was the master of horror, Edgar Allan Poe had that title. If you ask me,
yeah.
because I love honestly, I prefer Edgar Allan Poe to Stephen King, and Stephen King is great. But I prefer Edgar Allan Poe. Like, there's something about just the unsettling nature. A lot of what Edgar Allan Poe's writing was very much it was very subtle. It wasn't in your face horror. It was extremely like it was psychological. A lot of it just got into your head and it just gave you this sense that something isn't right. And in my opinion, psychological horror is the best horror. Best form in my opinion. And the main reason I think that is because it's just the when done right, it's the scariest. At least for me.
Yeah.
I mean, The Shining is a fantastic piece of psychology. Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of The Shining is a fantastic work of art when it comes to horror. It's psychological. That movie fucks with your head like completely. And that is what makes psychological horror so good is that it's not the main horror in psychological horror isn't what's directly in front of you. It's the implications. It's that sense of dread that something bad is going to happen and you don't know when. But you just know something is going to happen.
Yeah.
Um yeah, honestly, like what's your do you have a favorite kind of horror?
Ooh, I don't really know.
Yeah. Because, I mean, in your face horror is good and all, but it gets stale real quickly. The only reason psychological
Absolutely.
horror is really hard to get into is because not a lot of people know how to do it right. It's really hard to do psychological horror good. Like, Stanley Kubrick figured it out because it's Stanley Kubrick. Dude knows how to do anything. He could have made an action movie. Actually, did he make an action movie? I actually don't know. I haven't seen all of his movies. I think I've only seen The Shining. I just know some of his other movies. He could have made it a good action movie, honestly. I don't think
Yeah.
he ever did though, but he could have figured out how to do a great action movie. Like Stanley Kubrick was genuinely a fantastic director. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna play something while we talk. Actually.
Same here, actually.
Yeah. So so what you, so yeah, I guess your turn to talk. I've been talking way too long.
Uh, so, man, there's so many random things to talk about. So have you ever heard of this indie game called CarQuest?
Called what?
CarQuest. I
No, I've
believe
not heard of
Simple
that.
Flips played. It's a sort of a car platformer. It's
Hmm.
I don't really know.
Hmm.
It's
Interesting.
hard to find things to talk about. I don't really
Yeah.
know what to
Well,
talk
what
about.
do you do in Car Quest? What do you do in that game?
Uh, you play as a car, and you drive. It's very
Well,
the
no
gameplay is
shit.
all
You
well. I
play
mean,
as a car and
hence
you drive it. No fucking shit.
you are a car. I don't know if there's a human in it, but you are a car.
You are a car. You are the car.
And yeah,
Oh man. And
you sort of just
you just drive
drive
around.
around. The whole thing of, like, there's this dude has amnesia, and
Hmm.
he has these little he doesn't know, and there's these little things that you collect to sort of restore his memory, and
Wait, the
he
car
gives
has amnesia.
no, the car does not have amnesia. They're these floating blobs.
Oh, I was gonna say if the car had amnesia, is this gonna be Cars 4? Lightning McQueen gets amnesia.
It's all building up to something.
Cars 4. Lightning McQueen forgets the first three movies.
It's in a completely different universe.
It's just a reboot.
It's a reboot. The
It's
worst
just a complete reboot.
works.
Uh, I mean, just and then no, but then you get the sequel to the reboot, Cars 2, the actual good one this time, guys.
It's not a bad spy movie.
It's not a spy thriller this time, guys. Just kidding, it's still a fucking spy thriller. Fuck you.
But yeah, anyway, so CarQuest, there's this the main, like, sort of uh sidekick, I guess you could call him. I don't even know if you can call him a sidekick. He's just he's basically just their position and nothing else. And I also give you extremely obvious hints. The gameplay is fun, but when you have a constant old blockhead who sounds like he's from medieval times, constantly telling you, like, oh, there's a ramp here. You gotta use the ramp to jump and get up to this piece, and then you use this piece to get up to another piece. It's I don't.
Okay.
It's really fucking. I don't know.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not much gameplay of it either. This dude,
Hmm.
Simple Flips. I'm sure that there are some people watching this.
Hmm.
Anyone here who watches Simple Flips, or catches up with his YouTube channel as streams, might know that he streamed CarQuest back in August this year, I think. Wait, no, probably not August. Probably in May or something like that. Yeah, it's he streamed it and he talked about it a little bit. So if you want to check out his stream highlights, he has some of those on his YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the subject of indie games, one of my favorite games of all time is an indie game, and it's ball-bustingly
Yes.
difficult. Celeste.
Celeste?
Yeah, second favorite game of all time. Even though I haven't 100%ed it yet, I've beaten everything except Farewell. And I haven't. Well, I've only beaten the first 3 B sides, and I haven't done any of the C sides. But I've beaten all the normal levels 1 through 8. So, even though Farewell is technically a DLC,
I don't recommend trying to get everything in Celeste. That's way too hard. There's this whole
Yeah, I know. I'm not actually planning on 100%ing the game. I might at some point, but I just love the game. I love the characters were nice, the story. I loved the platforming, while challenging, was doable for the most part, except for level 3. Level 3 can go die in a hole. Level 3 is horrible. Level 3 is horrible.
My first playthrough of the game, I had like 100 or so deaths on the first.
I mean, I managed to do the B-side for level 3. It was the B-side for level 4 that I gave up on doing the B-sides.
Yeah.
Because the moving blocks, I also don't care for. But overall, yeah, Celeste, absolutely fantastic platformer. I'm usually not into 2D platformers, but I loved Celeste. And
I mean,
yeah, I've really got to say that for yeah, honestly, I guess if I had to pick like my top 5 games, because Celeste is my second, my top 5, probably gonna have to be like 5, probably Monster Hunter World Iceborne. 4, I'm gonna have to go Red Dead Redemption 2. 3 is gonna be Ghost Celeste. Actually, might be my third. 2 is gonna be Ghost of Tsushima, and my first place is Persona 5 Royal.
Persona 5. Haven't played Persona 5 Royal and you have a PS4, go buy it. Seriously,
yes,
just do it.
If you like JRPGs,
it will be worth it.
If you like turn-based JRPGs, Persona 5 Royal is like the best fucking JRPG I've ever played. Like, absolutely. And it's funny, I wouldn't call myself a Persona fan because I've played 4 Golden, and even though the characters in that were nice and the story was interesting, gameplay wise, I could not get into 4 Golden compared to 5 and 5 Royal. Like, I think it's just Persona 5 at this point. Because even then, a lot of people find the characters in Persona 4 better than 5. And while I didn't meet everyone in 4 yet, because I haven't met everyone, the characters I have met at the point of the game I'm at in 4, I haven't liked as much as the characters at the point of the game, at that same point in the game in 5. Like, when you have the same amount, like, I'm at the point where I think I haven't met, I think I'm before Kanji in 4. So I haven't met him yet. I know he's voiced by Troy Baker, but in the English version. But I don't have him yet. I haven't met him yet. So I don't have that many characters in 4 Golden that I've met. But in general, of that point in the game versus the characters in that same point in the game in 5, I prefer the 5 characters for the most part. I just mainly because I relate to them more. I get that the 4 Golden characters the 4 characters are more down to earth. They're not quite as fantastical and stylish as the 5 cast, but I just relate to the Persona 5 cast way more. Cause like being outcasts and like being like treated like, you know, like you don't belong, like feeling like you don't belong, that kind of stuff.
On the subject of Persona,
relate to you more. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a Persona fan. I really like 5 and 5 Royal though, and that's really about it. Excited for Scramble. Anyway, what were you saying?
On the subject of Persona 5 the Royal, can we just talk about the whole psychology of the Phantom Thieves and how they're considered good sometimes and bad sometimes? The whole psychology and how it's all subjective. I think that's possibly,
I love how they handle good and evil in it, because I mean, in a lot of things, I mean, good and evil, when you really think about it, is completely subjective. I mean,
yeah,
like,
that's the beauty of it.
like that's the thing. Like, you may think somebody's evil, and you're the good guy, but from their side, you're the evil one. Like, it's purely subjective. Like,
Yeah,
evilness and goodness is purely subjective. It's really just how you look at it. This got way deeper than I was intending, but but yeah, like it is, and I think I love how Persona 5 and 5 Royal handle that, especially the post game. But Colton hasn't gotten there yet.
I
Colton really
still
has not,
finished it.
so I'm not going to say how, but God, the post game does it so fucking well. But yeah, we won't
I
spoil
really gotta
anything
finish
major.
Persona 5 the Royal
Yeah, I'm actually
soon because
playing 5 Royal right now.
I should be playing 5 Royal, but I haven't been.
Yeah, get the fuck on that, man.
Why
Like
is it so damn
it's literally just base Persona 5 but better.
Yeah,
It's better in almost every way except for one boss fight, and that's it.
we're not mentioning that one boss fight. For those of you who are listening,
They made. Do you mind if I say? I'm not gonna say who it is, but they made one of the boss fights worse from how it was in base 5. Anyone who's played base 5
yeah.
will know which one I'm talking about because it was the worst fight in base 5. And they made it
For those,
worse.
oh,
They literally took the fight that nobody liked in base 5 and made it even worse. Why?
for for those of you who play Persona 5, you know what we're talking about. For those of you who have
Yeah.
not played Persona 5,
So yeah,
just
good.
know that if you play that game in the future, you're not gonna like it.
Yep, but I mean, they did make that dungeon better, just not the boss fight. The dungeon is better in
I
5 Royal, just not the boss fight.
I am right before that fight, and I have 9 side quests to do, and it's
Are you
I
on
still
are you on that dungeon? Are you on
before that dungeon.
Oh, you're before it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm before one of the characters' awakenings. I don't know if that was spoilers or not.
I mean, you didn't say who, so. But yeah, anyway. But
Yeah,
yeah, honestly, 5 Royal is a fan. Persona 5 Royal is a fantastic game. And I know there's a lot of people that like to play games in order, like when it comes to number entries. From what I've heard about Persona 1 and 2, don't even fucking bother. Especially at least the first game, maybe 2. But don't even fucking bother with Persona 1. I've heard that it's just so bad compared to every other Persona game.
yeah. I mean, I haven't played it. I don't know if I want to play it though,
Well,
judging by that reaction.
I've even heard that even without the other Persona games, Persona 1 still kind of sucks compared to the competition that was around at the time of its release. Like, I'm pretty sure it was the same year that Final Fantasy VII came out, and I heard Persona 1 just was bad compared to the other RPGs around its time.
Yeah, and then it slowly got better.
Yeah, like, I think Persona at this point, like, it's definitely evolved. Like, from what I've seen of the earlier games to what I've played with 5, it doesn't even feel like Persona 5 is the same fucking series. But it is.
Persona, but
Yeah.
same difference.
It doesn't feel like it's the same series, you know? Like, they've definitely evolved the series of what's going on. Honestly, Persona is basically Pokemon if Pokemon actually evolved the gameplay. I find
I
the most
yeah,
ironic thing about Pokemon and how much it sucks now is that my main problem with the newer Pokemon games is it's just the same that it's always been with every generation. Like, if you've played one generation of Pokemon, you have played them all. Like,
yeah.
there's just
Well,
no
save for the new
say
Pokemon
save
into
for like a
the
new, but I mean gameplay wise, I mean it's the same fucking game. Save for a new gimmick maybe, but other than the new gimmick, it's just the same fucking game that it
yeah,
always was. Like they haven't changed the game. The base gameplay has not changed since Gen 1. There's been no, and I'm not saying to change it completely, but there just needs to be evolution. And I find it funny that the series with evolution being one of its main fucking gameplay elements hasn't actually evolved as a game.
Yeah.
But yet evolution is a big part of Pokemon, and it's incredibly ironic that evolution is the one thing Game Freak has not done to the series.
Which is
Honestly, look at Gen 8. You take away Mega Evolution and the Wild area, it's or not Mega Evolution, I mean Dynamaxing. They're so fucking similar. They're literally the same mechanic. In Sword and Shield,
except
take away Dynamaxing and the Wild area, and it's just Gen 1 all over again. It's literally, gameplay-wise, the same fucking game without Dynamaxing in the Wild area. Like, you need more than just a new gameplay gimmick to evolve Pokemon. I think Game Freak thinks that, oh, if we just add a new gimmick every time, it equals evolution. That's not how it works. You need to fundamentally look at what worked before, keep it, or improve what didn't work as well. Like, look at Persona. You've gotten so many quality of life improvements that I don't think Pokemon has gotten. Or like, and just my problem with Sword and Shield is just the lack of content. It's an 8th generation it's the 8th generation of Pokemon, and it has about as much content. I mean, number of Pokemon wise, more than Gen 1. But in the amount of things to do outside of catching Pokemon, the same content as Gen 1, basically.
Yeah.
There's very little to do. Whereas you look at something like, say, Persona 5 and 5 Royal, or Persona in general. There are a lot of things to do in every Persona game. You just have no time to do them. But there's a bunch of things that you can do. You just have to figure out your in-game schedule and time out how you want to go about it. And you just because you have limited time to do everything. But honestly, I actually think that Persona 5 Royal, in the amount of things there is to do, like during your time slots, is actually about as open as an open world game. Where it becomes not open world is that you have a limited time to do those things.
Yeah.
Like if you had all the time in the world to do things like the Big Bang Challenge or anything else like that in Persona 5 Royal, it would just be an open world game. Like, it's very open in the amount of things to do, but restrictive in how much time you have to do them. Like,
yeah,
like, and I just think that overall, like, Persona to me is just Pokemon if Pokemon actually evolved with each game. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say Pokemon hasn't evolved at all, because they have definitely changed. Like, some of the like Game Boy and DS ones definitely evolved from Gen 1, but the 3D ones are literally just the same as the DS ones, but with 3D models, and that's it. Like,
yeah,
it just Pokemon
and they're
has
also recycled in
Pokemon has
games.
just each game gets more and more recycled and cheap, and it's like, you'd think with how much money Pokemon has made, they'd actually put more fucking money into it.
Yeah, because
but they don't.
It's the largest multimedia franchise in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, yeah, when you consider that Pokemon, not just the games, but literally when you take into consider the anime, the games, plus its spin-offs, the literal mountains of plushies that exist, like all kinds of merchandise and toys, like, Pokemon is like one of the biggest franchises in the world at this point. Like, it's up there with like Star Wars. I think it's bigger than Star Wars, actually. Like, and when you take into everything in the franchise, not just the games, literally every. Oh, hi! We've got a friend.
Hey.
We've already been recording for 25 minutes.
welcome. I'm
Well,
Dr. Samuel Hayden.
no,
I think we work together.
no, please, no, not the Samuel Hayden shit. Why is that a fucking meme? Is that a meme?
I'm gonna be making that joke.
Is that honestly a meme? Is that actually a meme? Oh, it's just you. It's just you.
But if anyone's watching this, could you please spread this? That would be nice.
Hello, I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden. Isaac, this is not meant to, you're not meant to send images in this chat. This is for the podcast.
You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of Mars.
Yeah, fucking watch me. Fucking watch me, Samuel Hayden. It reminds me of this thing in it reminds me of this thing in Lego Lord of the Rings, the Lego game, Lego Lord of the Rings, where what they did is there's a trophy in the game. There's a part of the game where you walk into Mordor, and the trophy that you get for doing that is called One Does Not Simply, and the trophy description is Walk into Mordor. That's what that reminds me of. Like, one does not simply walk into Mordor. Walks into Mordor.
One does not simply shoot a hole into the surface of Mars and get away with it.
Yeah. Shoots a hole in the surface of Mars.
Like a boss.
Just completely. Just, you can't shoot a hole and I can't. How do you do Reinhardt's voice? Because Samuel Hayden is voiced by Reinhardt.
You can't just shoot a hole
into the surface of Mars.
Haha, BFG go burr.
Haha, Doom Guy gives no fucks. But yeah, I just fucking love it. Alright, let's let Isaac speak for a second.
Can't think of anything to say right
now. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're almost halfway through the podcast episode, but I'm actually really enjoying this. This is fun. Like, can I just say that this is pretty fun? Like, just talk. I mean, we're basically just talking. The only difference is we have to come up with shit to say.
Talking earlier about an indie game called Car Quest.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
if you want, like, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
it's like $10. Sometimes it's on sale and it gets really.
So anyway, Colton, I was meaning to ask you, but I forgot. So I said my top 5 games earlier. Do you have top 5 games?
Top 5 games. Persona 5 The Royals up there, even though I hadn't finished it. Let's see. Number 2. I have no clue what my number 2 is. I have played a lot of absolutely fantastic games. Celeste is in my top 5, definitely.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be in any order.
I'd say Doom Eternal's also up there. That's my. I haven't played many first-person shooters, but I will stand by my statement that Doom Eternal is
the best shooter ever made.
Possibly the best first-person shooter of all time.
Yes, definitely.
It's
except the Archvile, but other than that, like, it's fantastic. Like,
yeah,
even the Marauder's great. Even the Marauder's great. Like, if I see anyone bitching about the Marauder, I'm just gonna tell you, get fucking good.
Well, yeah, that's the point of the Marauder. If you can't keep up with him, then
he's literally meant to keep you on your toes. Like, yeah. and I have an appreciation for how he works. The Archvile, I don't fucking understand how the Archvile works, no matter how hard I try.
I mean, even then, you can just take your
I mean, honestly, for Archvile, just fucking ice bomb him, and then super shotgun him to death. Or just ice bomb him, or ice bomb frag grenade. Ice bomb frag grenade works too.
Ice bomb, double frag grenade,
then super shotgun.
Then 2 lock-on bursts from the rocket launch should do it. If anyone here, if anyone listening to this podcast, has ever has any experience,
you don't have to specify that it's a podcast. Everybody fucking knows it's a podcast.
Yeah. Well, if anyone listening has any experience, is like really good at Doom or Doom Eternal, then let us know if that's correct. If the
yeah, I mean, there are ways to take out the Archvile super quickly, but just he's still super annoying. Like, just because like he summons, like, I mean, does killing him get rid of his summons though, or do they still appear? He just can't summon anymore, I think. Or do they disappear?
If you take, he usually puts up a shield when summoning, and if you take out the shield, then any demon that's going to be spawned drops health pickups or thing, and they all die.
Well, I think also if he dies, then they die too. I think.
Actually, I don't think that's the case.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you still have to take them out.
Yeah.
I forgot what I named the Phantom Thieves on this playthrough.
Oh, wait. Did you name them the Ass Eaters?
No, that's Joseph Anderson's job. What I named them was Thick Boys.
Oh, Thick Boys.
Thick spelled THICC and boys spelled BOIS. Thick Boys. Oh, I forgot that's what I named them. Oh my god. The Thick Boys.
I want to learn how to model in Blender, but I don't know how to use Blender. The only 3D modeling program I know
Oh
how to use
fuck,
is
I don't
Maya.
have any Mementos requests. Explore Mementos! No. I have to do the palace. Fuck. Okay.
Wait, which path are you on right now?
Modern.
Well, actually, wait.
Second. Second.
Forget what you guys just heard. You don't need to know if you haven't played
you
Persona
heard
5
you
Royal
heard
yet.
nothing.
You heard nothing.
You heard nothing.
So, on a completely different subject, what do you guys think is gonna be game of the year this year?
Cyberpunk. It's not even out yet, but it's gonna be fucking Cyberpunk. Isaac?
What
do you
I
think?
think would be? I really don't know.
It's going to be Cyberpunk. There's no way it's gonna be anything else. Like just from what they've
How much do
shown
you want
of
to bet that the
Cyberpunk.
gaming community is gonna? How much do you want to bet that the community is gonna freak that the entirety of gaming is gonna freak out when they see The Last of Us 2 win Game of the Year?
It's not going to. After the backlash of Last of Us Part 2, there's no fucking way it might get nominated, but there's no fucking way it's gonna win after what people said, after all the mixed reception.
Yeah, it just people hate people hate Last of Us 2.
I mean, I
don't
liked
know,
it.
though,
It has its the story, the gameplay's fantastic, better than the first game. But story wise, it has its issues. But I don't think the game as a whole is bad. I still enjoyed the story, despite the issues that the story had. I think it's either gonna be the three biggest contenders are gonna be Cyberpunk, Ghost of Tsushima, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's gonna be one of those three. I'm holding out for Ghost of Tsushima. Even though Cyberpunk looks great, Ghost of Tsushima was fucking amazing. And I'm really hoping. I want Persona 5. Persona 5 Royal would be my game of the year, but it'd be lucky if that even got a nomination. I know Base 5 got nominated, but I feel like they're not going to nominate. They're probably not going to count 5 Royal. They're probably just going to consider it a re release. Even though it's not. It's kind of a re release, but not really.
I mean, that would be upsetting because it feels like a completely different game.
I mean, it doesn't feel like a different game. It just feels like the better version. But it's the same game, better. So they're probably not going to count it, which does kind of suck. But yeah. But yeah, overall, yeah, I still think Cyberpunk's just from what they've shown of Cyberpunk, it looks like it's going to get Game of the Year. Like just from what they've shown, there's no fucking way it's not going to be Game of the Year. I don't think it's going to be my personal favorite.
Though?
What'd you say?
When's it going to be releasing though?
November. Comes out November.
November. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just from what they've shown of it, I'm just basing this, even though I'm not saying this because I'm not excited for Cyberpunk. I am super excited for Cyberpunk. It's just, the reason that I'm going to say this is because I'm just looking at how the Game Awards typically award things, and they typically go for what's popular the last few years. Like God of War 2018 was not fucking Game of the Year, but they gave it to it because it was popular. I don't care what anyone says, it was not the game of 2018. It was just not the best game that year. But what makes but Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be more deserving of Game of the Year title, though. I can fucking tell you that. It's just the thing is, like, the Game Awards has become more and more like the Oscars have becoming, where it's literally just.
Did
It's literally
somebody
just.
say Oscar?
It's literally just no. I meant the award show, the Academy Awards, the Oscars. It's literally just
I know.
like the Oscars in recent years, other than a few exceptions, have basically just become let's just pick whatever's popular for Best Picture, and not what's actually the best. That's how I feel Game of the Year has become, in recent years. No, with some exceptions, but in recent years, to me, a lot of the Game of the Year picks in the last few years have just been whatever's popular. Like the God of War pick, at least. God of War 2018. I'm pretty sure they only picked it because it was popular. I don't actually think there were far better games to pick from that they nominated. They nominated um they nominated Spider-Man, which was a far better game. They were nominated Red Dead Redemption 2, which is far more deserving of the title. But God of War 2018 was way more popular, so they just gave it to that. You know, I honestly do not think it was. Not that God of War 2018 was a bad game. It was okay, but it wasn't Game of the Year at all. At least not for me. And
Speaking of
so anyway, even though I do think Cyberpunk 2077, I won't complain if it gets Game of the Year. Even if I don't think it's gonna be the best game of the year, I won't complain if it does get it. But I just judging from how they pick stuff, it's gonna be a popular game. It's gonna get Game of the Year. That's just how I see it.
speaking of just game of the year, you want to talk about last year's Game Awards?
What was the game of the year that year? Oh yeah, wasn't it Sekiro?
Sekiro?
Sekiro, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care much for the Souls-like games, but I don't know. I just find. I mean, I don't know. I didn't play Sekiro, so I cannot comment. But what the fuck else came out last year? What the fuck else came out that year?
Death Stranding.
I mean, considering that got mixed reception, there was no fucking way that was gonna be Game of the Year at all.
Smash Ultimate also got nominated for Game of the Year.
I wouldn't even give that Game of the Year. I wouldn't even nominated it. Smash Ultimate is good, but I would not have given it the nomination.
I love Smash Ultimate, but there are some glaring problems.
I mean, I wouldn't. Here's
Ultimate, you know what I'm talking about.
online.
Yep. That's a whole other can of worms.
I mean, here's
Or
the
videos.
thing. I don't know. The thing about Smash Ultimate is it's a great game, but Game of the Year. I don't really think it even needed. I don't think the nomination made any sense. Like fighting games to me are never like Game of the Year contenders. Even if they are the best games of the year, I'm just going. I just don't think that they make sense to be nominated. At least with how the Game Awards do it. I just don't.
Yeah.
Again, I'm pretty sure Smash Ultimate was picked because it was popular for nomination. Even some of their nominations are like based on, the popular games, not what's like actually the best.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I will admit that there are exceptions. I'm not going to claim every pick is based on popularity because it isn't. It's just I think some picks for the Game Awards just feel like they're based on popularity as opposed to what's actually good or the best, if you ask me.
speaking of nominations, so nominations for Game Awards. Last year they didn't nominate MK. They didn't MKLeo was not on the list of or he wasn't even nominated for he
what?
wasn't even a nominee for best esports player, which is really upsetting because Leo's impressive.
Yeah, no, I just don't really care for the like kind of, I don't know how to describe it. The like the more like, I don't know, like I just don't feel like the. That's how I feel about the Academy Awards too. They've become very like, just pick whatever's popular. That's very much how they've become.
Yeah.
But and that's very much what the Game Awards have become too, just like the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Even not just like the Oscars, even like the other award shows, like the Grammys. I swear they do not pick categories, especially the Grammys. The Grammys is for me is notorious for picking things based on popularity. Or, I mean, sometimes the popular stuff in music can be good though. Like, honestly, but like the one fucking popular music album that I think should have been nominated for a Grammy that didn't, um, was Judas Priest's Firepower for Best Metal Album. Best Metal Album for the 2019 Grammys, which is for 2019 out for 2018 albums. The 2019 Grammys Best Metal Album, Judas Priest should have been nominated because Firepower is like one of their best modern albums, probably their best modern album. Like, seriously, like Isaac left apparently.
Oh.
But
It's just back to us then.
yeah, but literally, like Judas Priest Firepower was fucking awesome. It's not their best album, period, but like, it was still really fucking good, and at least should have gotten a nomination. And I just don't know why it was not nominated whatsoever. But for some reason it wasn't. Like, and I thought they went for the popular stuff. Judas Priest is pretty fucking popular. And yeah, like Firepower may not be the best Judas Priest album ever, but it's the best thing they've made since Painkiller. And I actually think it's a little better than Painkiller. Like Painkiller is still a great album. But I do think that Firepower was a little bit stronger. Like honestly, Firepower is one of my favorite Judas Priest albums. Mainly just, I don't know, it was just really good. And I'm honestly surprised that it did not get a nomination. Like it really should have gotten a nomination. Fuck. I wanted that persona, but I killed it, so I can't negotiate with it.
From Metal to Persona.
What'd you say?
From talking about Metal to suddenly talking about Persona.
Well, because I'm playing Persona while talking about Metal.
Yeah. I'm just over here on my computer pressing one button having a blast.
Oh, yes, you're playing Geometry Dash.
Ah, yes. Funny square game.
Funny square game.
Funny square game. Haha. Go boing boing. Speaking of which, if you guys want some good Geometry Dash content for those of you who play the game,
oh no!
Go check out Nepesta, because you guys might know him as the black emoji speedrun guy, the Cock Island speedrun guy, whatever you want to call him. He makes some really funny content, some genuinely funny content. So if you want something just funny, then check him out.
Yeah, okay. Lend me your power. Lend me your power, Apsaris.
Yes, Apsaris.
Okay, Let's see here. Oh, hey, I got Upsaris. Yay. Alright.
Very nice, sir.
I am thou. Thou art... Oh. If anyone's seen the,
Anime?
No, the... That's from Jello Apocalypses, so this is basically Persona 5. There's a part where Mishima comes up and he's like, "Don't worry," and he's like, has one of the masks on, and he's like, "Don't worry, guys, Mishima's got this. I'll summon my persona right now." And he like struggles to take the mask off. He's like, he takes it off and he flops on the floor dead. And then the persona comes out and is just like, "I am thou. Thou art." Oh.
Just wait, hold on. Spoilers.
It's a fucking hilarious video. You need to watch it, Colton. It's so fucking good.
I still have yet to watch it.
It's just what it's like 5 minutes. It's only a few minutes long. It's fucking hilarious. I mean, it makes no sense if you haven't played the game, but it's really fucking funny. Yeah, I absolutely fucking love that video. Yeah, alright. Yeah, so, trying to think what else could we talk about. Yeah, so, I guess I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter World recently. And yeah, Fatalis announced, and I've never, I mean, cool, I guess, but I wanted Valstrax. And Colton doesn't know Monster Hunter, so.
I played the open beta when it came out. It wasn't my cup of tea. And then I tried it while I was over at a
Well,
friend's
here's the
house,
thing: the beta for Monster Hunter is never ever accurate to the games. Any of the betas. Like if actual Monster Hunter played like the betas do, nobody would fucking play it.
Really?
Because it's just nothing like the actual games. Like as somebody who's played some of the betas and the actual games, yeah, it's really not in any way like the games. Like I mean the combat is, but like the actual like how you choose quests is just literally okay, what the anyway, is just basically like what the fuck are these things weak to? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I just personally find that I don't know. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. Yeah, the demo the betas for Monster Hunter never play like the actual games.
Mm.
Okay. Not what the fuck? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Okay, I'm just trying to figure out too. I'm gonna use Dormina to get a technical knockdown. I don't know what these things are weak to. Oh fuck, he didn't get knocked over. Well, shit, what is she so weak to? Fuck.
Wait, who?
Shisa? What the fuck is this thing weak to? I don't even remember. Is it weak to nuclear?
I think it might be weak to nuclear. I don't know though.
Are you kidding? That's the one fucking thing. That's one of the things I don't have. Because I'm not on the third palace yet. And none of the early game Personas have, like, good nuclear boosts. Shit. Just do that, I guess. Get rid of you. Morgana is fucking shocked. Okay, let's see here. Curse, maybe? Oh no, it's Weak to Curse! Okay.
I showed my brother Morgana Tells You a Bedtime Story, and as soon as Cassandra Lee Morris read the title of the book, my brother just started to break down in laughter. Hello?
I don't know. Anyway, so, but yeah, I mean, I'm kind of out of things to talk about. We've been recording for like 51 minutes, so I guess, I guess we can cut things short here.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's been almost an hour, but yeah. But it doesn't have to be an hour. I just like be it more than 30 minutes. But anyway, so that does it for this episode of Fuck It, Let's Make a Podcast. I guess we'll see you guys next week. Do we want to do this again, Colton? This is fun.
Maybe. If y'all enjoyed this, then do consider, then let us know.
Like, subscribe, comment, kiss my balls, whatever.
Yeah.
Not that last one. Not the last one. Yeah, if you guys like this, like, comment, subscribe if you want to.
Well.
You don't have to like, comment, or subscribe. You don't have to. But if you want to, yeah, go ahead. We'll probably do more of this, probably weekly, probably once a week. So, yeah, and I'll try to get a better banner for just the recording so we can just have our banner up for next week. So, yeah, that does it for this week, and we will see you guys next week. See you then.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.